Welcome to my little workshop. I'm so glad you could join me today. Please come in and make yourself comfortable. You're in for a special treat as we delve into the world of antique clock restoration. My name is Evelyn, and I've been restoring clocks for as long as I can remember. Each piece I work on has its own unique story and charm. And today, I have something truly special to share with you. Here we have a beautiful antique clock that's been brought to me for restoration. Just look at the intricate details on the casing. This clock is more than just a timekeeper. It's a piece of history. Imagine the stories it could tell if it could speak. The hands have counted the moments of countless days, and now it's my job to give it a new lease on life. Let's start by gently examining the exterior. See how the wood has aged over time? The patina gives it such character. It's like a gentle whisper from the past, don't you think? This clock has seen many years, and each scratch and mark adds to its story. I find it fascinating how something as simple as a clock can hold so much history within it. I'll be taking a closer look at the clock's face now. The glass is a bit cloudy, but that's something we can easily address later. For now, let's admire the delicate craftsmanship. Notice the fine details on the dial. These numbers were painted by hand, with such precision and care. It's a testament to the skill and dedication of the craftsman who made it. Now let's carefully open the back of the clock to reveal its inner workings. This part always feels like uncovering a hidden treasure. Inside, you'll see the intricate mechanism that keeps time. Each gear, each spring, plays a vital role. It's truly a marvel of engineering, especially considering how long ago it was made. I always take a moment to appreciate the beauty of these mechanisms before I begin any restoration. It's important to respect the original craftsmanship. I'll be very gentle as I explore the inner workings, checking for any obvious issues. The goal is to preserve as much of the original as possible, while ensuring it functions perfectly once more. Let's take a closer look at this gear here. It appears to be a bit worn, which is to be expected after so many years. This wear can affect the clock's accuracy, so it's something we'll need to address. I have some replacement parts that are as close to the originals as possible, but I'll only use them if absolutely necessary. Preserving the integrity of the original mechanism is always my priority. Now, moving on to the mainspring. This is the heart of the clock, providing the energy that drives the entire mechanism. If it's too tight or too loose, the clock won't keep time correctly. I'll carefully unwind it to check for any signs of damage or fatigue. It's a delicate process, requiring a steady hand and a lot of patience. I can see that the spring is in relatively good condition, but it could use a bit of cleaning and lubrication. Over time, dust and old oil can cause the components to stick, affecting the clock's performance. I'll be using a special cleaning solution that's gentle enough not to damage any of the parts while still removing all the grime. While the cleaning solution works its magic, let's take a moment to talk about the history of this particular clock. It was made in the late 1800s by a renowned clockmaker. The craftsmanship and attention to detail were unmatched, making this piece quite valuable, not just in monetary terms, but as a piece of history. It's always a privilege to work on such pieces, knowing that I'm helping to preserve a small part of history, to keep it ticking for future generations to appreciate. Gives me immense satisfaction. Each clock I restore feels like a bridge connecting the past to the present, allowing us to hold on to a piece of time that might otherwise be lost. Now that the cleaning solution has done its job, I'll gently wipe away any residue and begin the process of reassembling the mechanism. It's like putting together a delicate puzzle, each piece fitting perfectly into place. There's something incredibly soothing about this work, knowing that with each step We're bringing the clock closer to its former glory. I hope you're finding this as fascinating and relaxing as I do. The next steps will involve fine-tuning and ensuring everything is perfectly balanced. But for now, let's just enjoy this moment. The quiet, deliberate pace of restoration, the attention to detail, it's all part of the magic. Thank you for joining me in this journey. We've only just begun, and there's so much more to explore and restore. In the next part, we'll dive even deeper into the intricate process, addressing each challenge with care and precision. Until then, take a moment to appreciate the beauty of this antique clock and the history it holds within. Welcome back. I'm so glad you could join me again as we continue our journey with this beautiful antique clock. Today, we'll dive deeper into the intricate process of restoration. This part is both delicate and rewarding, so let's take our time and enjoy every step. Let's begin by addressing the issues we identified earlier. The first step is to carefully remove the worn gear. I'll be using my fine-tipped tweezers for this. It's essential to handle each piece with the utmost care to avoid any damage. As I remove the gear, you can see how it fits into the overall mechanism. This gear plays a crucial role in transferring energy through the clock, so replacing it with a precise replica is vital. I have a set of replacement gears here. They've been crafted to match the originals as closely as possible. Before I install the new gear, I'll compare it to the old one to ensure it's an exact fit. Attention to detail is critical in restoration work. Now, with the new gear in place, I'll gently secure it and check that it moves smoothly without any obstruction. Next, we need to address the mainspring. Remember, the mainspring is the heart of the clock, and its condition directly affects the clock's performance. I'll carefully unwind the old spring, checking for any signs of wear or damage. This requires a steady hand and a lot of patience. Unwinding too quickly can cause the spring to snap, which is something we definitely want to avoid. With the old spring removed, I'll clean the housing thoroughly to remove any accumulated dust or oil. A clean environment is crucial for the smooth operation of the mainspring. Now, I'll gently install a new mainspring. It's essential to wind it slowly and evenly, ensuring it's seated correctly and has the proper tension. Now that the mainspring is in place, I'll move on to the escapement mechanism. The escapement is what regulates the release of energy from the mainspring, allowing the clock to keep accurate time. This part is incredibly delicate and requires precise adjustments. I'll start by cleaning each component meticulously. Dust and grime can cause the escapement to stick, which would affect the clock's accuracy. Once everything is clean, I'll begin reassembling the escapement. This involves carefully aligning each piece and making tiny adjustments to ensure it moves freely. It's a bit like performing surgery. One wrong move could throw off the entire mechanism. I'll take my time here, making sure everything is perfect. The next step is to lubricate the moving parts. I use a special clock oil that's designed to minimize friction and wear. A tiny drop on each pivot point is all that's needed. Too much oil can attract dust, while too little can cause excessive wear. It's all about finding the right balance. Now, let's address the clock's chime mechanism. This clock has a beautiful melodic chime that marks each hour. Over time, the chime can become misaligned or muted. I'll carefully inspect each component, looking for any signs of wear or damage. The hammers that strike the chime rods need to be adjusted precisely to produce the correct sound. I'll start by adjusting the position of the hammers. Each hammer must strike its corresponding chime rod with just the right amount of force. Too hard, and the sound will be harsh. Too soft, and it won't resonate properly. I'll test each adjustment, listening carefully to ensure the chime sounds perfect. The chime mechanism also includes a series of gears and levers that control the timing of the strikes. I inspect each one, making sure they're clean and move freely. Any stiffness or misalignment can cause the chime to skip or strike at the wrong time. With the chime mechanism adjusted, I'll move on to the final assembly. I'll carefully reassemble the clock, making sure each component is in its proper place. This is where all the previous steps come together. I'll take my time, double-checking everything to ensure there are no mistakes. Once the clock is fully reassembled, I'll give it a gentle wind and set it to the correct time. Watching it come to life, hearing the steady tick-tock and the beautiful chime, is incredibly rewarding. That's a reminder of why I love this work, bringing a piece of history back to life, preserving it for future generations to enjoy. Before we finish for today, let's take a moment to appreciate the clock in its restored glory. The intricate details, the precise mechanisms, all working together in harmony. It's a testament to the craftsmanship of the past and the care we've put into its restoration. Thank you for being here with me today. I hope you've enjoyed this part of our journey as much as I have. In our next session, we'll do some final fine-tuning and testing to ensure the clock is keeping perfect time. Until then, take a moment to enjoy the beauty of this restored piece, and I look forward to seeing you again soon. Welcome back. It's wonderful to have you here again as we complete the final steps in our restoration of this magnificent antique clock. Today, we'll be focusing on fine-tuning and ensuring everything is working perfectly. This part of the process is all about precision and care, making sure the clock keeps perfect time and sounds as beautiful as it looks. Let's start by checking the clock's accuracy. I've set up a timekeeping device here for comparison. Over the next few minutes, we'll observe how the clock's hands move and ensure they are in sync with the timekeeping device. This process requires patience, as even the smallest discrepancy can affect the clock's accuracy over time. While we wait, I'd like to share a bit more about the significance of this clock. It was originally crafted in the late 1800s, a time when artisans took immense pride in their work. Each clock was a labor of love, designed to be both functional and beautiful. Restoring a piece like this is not just about fixing it. It's about honoring the craftsmanship and the history it represents. As we can see, the minute hand is moving smoothly and is perfectly aligned with our timekeeping device. This is a good sign that the mechanisms are functioning correctly. I'll continue to monitor it as we proceed with the final adjustments. Now, let's turn our attention to the clock's chime. We made some adjustments to the hammers and chime rods in our last session, but I'd like to ensure the sound is just right. I'll gently activate the chime mechanism and listen closely. The goal is to achieve a clear, resonant sound that's both pleasing and accurate. The first strike sounds perfect, a clear melodic note that rings through the air. I'll check each subsequent strike to ensure they are all equally precise. This clock has a lovely chime that marks each hour, and it's important that it sounds just as beautiful as it did when it was first made. The next step is to test the clock's power reserve. This clock is designed to run for several days on a single winding. I'll give it a full wind and observe how it performs over time. This test will help us determine if there are any underlying issues that need to be addressed. While the clock is running, I'll take this opportunity to clean and polish the exterior. I'm using a gentle, non-abrasive cleaner to remove any dust and fingerprints that may have accumulated during the restoration process. The goal is to enhance the natural beauty of the wood and metal without causing any damage. As I polish the wood, you can see the grain come to life, revealing the rich, warm tones beneath. This clock has such a beautiful finish, and it's a joy to see it restored to its former glory. The metal components, too, are starting to shine, reflecting the light in a way that's both elegant and timeless. Now that the exterior is looking its best, I'll take a moment to reassemble the glass front. The glass has been cleaned and polished, and now carefully fit it back into place. It's important to handle it gently to avoid any cracks or scratches. The glass not only protects the clock's face, but also enhances its overall appearance. With the glass in place, the clock is almost complete. I'll do a final check of all the mechanisms, ensuring everything is running smoothly and accurately. This includes checking the balance wheel, the escapement, and the gear tray. Each component plays a vital role in the clock's operation, and it's essential that they all work in harmony. The final step is to set the clock to the correct time and let it run. I'll give it a gentle wind and set the hands to the current time. Watching the clock come to life, hearing the steady tick-tock and the beautiful chime, is incredibly rewarding. It's a reminder of why I love this work, bringing a piece of history back to life, preserving it for future generations to enjoy. Now that the clock is fully restored, I'll take a moment to reflect on the journey we've taken together. From the initial examination and diagnosis to the delicate repairs and final adjustments, every step has been a labor of love. This clock is more than just a timekeeper. It's a piece of history, a testament to the skill and dedication of its original maker. I hope you've enjoyed this journey as much as I have. It's been a privilege to share this process with you, to show you the care and attention that goes into restoring these beautiful pieces. Each clock I restore feels like a bridge connecting the past to the present, allowing us to hold on to a piece of time that might otherwise be lost. As we conclude our session, I want to thank you for joining me. Your presence has made this experience even more special. I hope you found it as calming and fulfilling as I have. The next time you hear the steady ticking of a clock, I hope it brings you a sense of peace and connection to the past. Until we meet again, take care and cherish the moments we've shared. Time is a precious gift, and preserving it is a true labor of love.